Hey guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets here on YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a full face, and I believe I do have an entire full face of First Impressions. So I have this palette that I want to use. This is the Fall Fusion palette from Blush Tribe, and it does come with a slip cover, but I did take it off. I tried to take off most of the plastic and stuff from the items that I have just because I didn't want to have to, you know, mess with that during the video. And I did swatch a few of these shades already, but this is what the palette looks like. Absolutely gorgeous. I want to say thank you to Salma, the owner of Blush Tribe. I had contacted her because the Fall Fusion palette was actually out of stock online, and I contacted her to ask her when it was going to be back in stock. And she said it's actually not. But if you want, I have 3 left. I think 2 of them were going to her friends. So she asked if she wanted me to send me a link, if I wanted her to send me a link, giving me the link that I could purchase the last one that she had. So I want to say thank you to her. And I did order quite a few palettes from her at the same time. And this was back in December. This was before my no-buy. All of these products I got before my no-buy, but as you guys know, I've been gone from YouTube for a little while, so we're doing it now. But when I purchased a few of her palettes, I received an email saying that I got refunded for one of them, so I'm not sure which one, but it didn't say, but I want to say thank you for that as well, because that was so kind of her and she didn't have to do that. So I absolutely love what I've used of Blush Tribe so far, which is the Hasina 2 palette. And the Paulana palette, which you will see a video on very soon. But I love their formula, and I can't wait to see if the Fall Fusion palette is like their formula. So I've already done my brows, and I did use a new product. I used this Billion Dollar Brows Universal Brow Pencil. I don't know how I feel about the universal part because, you know, I don't think one shade is going to work for everyone, but I definitely really like this, and I really like the way that it made my brows look. I got it in my BoxyCharm, and yeah, I really like this. The only complaint I have is the same complaint that my friend Leanne had in her video, which was that when you do your brows, as you're, you know, when you twist it up however far you want to twist it up and you're doing this, it does slowly on its own roll back down. So that is my only complaint. However, that would not prevent me from purchasing this on my own in the future because it's the best and the easiest brow pencil I've used so far. So I am using this new e.l.f. sponge that I got. I brought the other one. Here it is. This is what it looks like when it's not wet. So it does get considerably bigger. This is the Total Face Sponge, and it does feel like a combination between like a Real Techniques sponge and the Juno & Co. sponge. It's really weird, but it was on sale at Rite Aid for like $3, so I was like, you know, I want a total full face of First Impressions, so that's what I'm using. So for my eyeshadow primer, let me grab that. We're going to be using, I'm so excited, the P. Louise base. I've never used it before. I'm hoping that it is similar to my MAC paint stick. So I got it in the shade Rumor Zero, which is the white shade, because you guys know that I love a white eyeshadow base. So this is what it looks like when it comes out. It's not as thick upon first inspection as I thought it would be. Okay. It feels similar to me to the Lunatic Lab Cosmetics eyeshadow base, which I don't think they make anymore. I bought it a while back and it's not on their website anymore, but I'm just going to use this the way that I normally use my bases. I've watched some videos on other people using it. Some people love it, some people hate it. We'll see. I got it when it was on sale, and they were having a sale on the shipping as well, which I think is good because I'll be honest with you, the product itself is only $10, but then the shipping is like $10 to $15, which I think is ridiculous considering when I got it, it was like in a tiny little like padded envelope with like no stuffing, no receipt, no invoice, no thank you note, like nothing. And I think that if you're going to charge that much for shipping, And I know that it's coming from the UK, but like, I know that I didn't even pay that much for shipping for my Blush Tribe palettes, which also come from overseas. So I don't know. But anyhow, so we're going to go into this Blush Tribe palette. And I think the first shade I want to use, gosh, I don't even know. I think I'm going to use Aspen, which is the yellow shade. And this does not come with a mirror, but I'm fine with that. I don't need mirrors on all my palettes. So, and I'm going to take my Wet n Wild brush. I guess brushes is like the only thing that I don't have that's new, but that's okay. Oh, wait, hold on. We need to put on our face primer. So I got this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 Primer Water. So let's spray that on my face. That smells good. It smells just like my Trader Joe's one. I don't think it will replace it though, because this one is only 1.5 ounces. My Trader Joe's one is like twice that size, and you get a lot. I almost said twice that size and you get more product. Well, clearly, Anya. But I don't know. I think it will last longer, and it's only $3. So this is the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Luminous Matte Makeup Primer. I've seen a bunch of people use this. It's like their glowy. Okay, hold on. Let me shake it. Came out kind of liquidy. So I've seen people use this, and I'm excited to try it. I know I've seen Paulina use it, and I feel like I've seen a few other people. I just dropped the lid. We'll get that later. I know I've seen a few other people use it. So this is gonna kind of be like a moisturizer almost for me today. I put on a little bit of moisturizer like an hour ago, but it doesn't really have a scent. Maybe like a little bit of like a lotiony scent. I can't believe I almost forgot all this stuff I wanted to put on my face. And then I'm going to use this. So lately I've been feeling like whenever I do my lips and I put on like a darker liquid lipstick, I feel like my lips have disappeared. And this is the Lip Plumping Gloss from e.l.f. I think it's like $5. So, and I did try this out this morning only because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to have a reaction to it. And then I wiped it right off. But it feels minty, but it doesn't hurt and sting and burn your lips the way that a lot of lip plumpers do. So I'm just hoping that that will help plump my lips enough that when I put on a lip color, it's not going to be like, I don't know. Anywho, I'm going to put on next the Wake and Bake baking oil from Beauty Bakery. I've been wanting to try this for a while. Now my hands are slippery from the Glotion or whatever that I put on from e.l.f. But I've been wanting to try this for a while. I almost dropped it. My friend Butte Bean, Betty Jean here on YouTube, I'll link her channel, uses this every day. And every time I see her use it, her skin always looks good, but I just feel like I can see the radiance that it gives her skin. So I'm going to try it out. And I am doing a video this weekend or next week coming up that is a kind of like a half and half, like half high-end, half affordable. And I did get a dupe for that. So we'll see how it holds up. It smells like citrus. It smells pleasant. Okay, so now that my face is prepared and primed, and you guys know I don't often use primers, like I use more like moisturizers, which I guess these two would fall into that category. And now I'm just looking. Okay, now for me, my P. Louise base did not crease. I know a lot of people have had those issues where they go to use the P. Louise base, and by the time they go to put on their eyeshadow, it has creased. You guys saw how much time it was between when I put it on and when we're finally getting to it, and for me it didn't crease. So I'm going to go into the shade Aspen. Now I will tell you that Blush Tribe formula can be powdery, or it is powdery sometimes, but I don't care because it's very pigmented and very easy to blend. And it's not as powdery as other brands that I've used. So this is just the, as you can see, nice, beautiful yellow shade. And then I'm going to go into Pumpkin, which is the orange shade. So pretty. So my dad is, what do I say about my dad? Oh, my dad is doing physical therapy for his broken pelvis and all of that stuff. They're still investigating it as a hit and run. Physically, I would say he's doing better. I'm just using a little bit more of that yellow. But the problem is mentally, he's not. So he was really affected by the head trauma portion of like his injury. So that sucks. I think next I'm going to go into what do I want to go into? I think I'm going to do Bonfire, which is the red shade. And we're going to put that on the outer V area. So yeah, so that's, you know, hard because he repeats himself a lot, and I mean, it's definitely better, I guess, as well, only because when it first happened, he kept asking my mom, how did I get here? What happened? What's, you know, so in a way it's gotten better, but not better enough, I guess. Ooh, that is pigmented. I don't know. Blush Tribe is quickly becoming one of my favorite formulas. Like, I don't want to say more than Juvia's Place, but I don't know. Okay, I think I want to go into Aubergine, which if you have the Paulina palette, the shade Aubergine, which is right here, and Paulina are in this palette as well. And okay, I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side to kind of mimic. I don't know that we're going to stick with that because I don't know how I feel about that. Didn't really do much. Okay, I'm going to go into the shade Midnight. Because I want to deepen this up. That's pretty. So yeah, so thank you everyone who has checked on me and asked about my dad and everything like that. There's no like real updates, I guess, but he's just trucking along and we're hoping that he'll get better. I think I like that. I'm just going over it a little bit more with the red shade. And I'll definitely do more looks with each of these palettes, but at the moment right before my no buy, I feel like I bought enough makeup or received enough makeup for like Christmas and stuff like that, and just bought on my own, that I can do multiple full face of first impressions. Maybe not like a full face, but I do have a lot of palettes that I need to get caught up on because I bought the entire Ace Beauté collection. And keep in mind when you see this fallout that I create fallout. I don't think that this palette would have, in fact, I know it doesn't because I've seen other people use it and it doesn't usually have this much fallout. I'm actually going to remove some of the fallout real quick. So what are you guys up to? Right now we're getting snow. I'm hoping and praying that by Thursday it's all gone because I have an appointment myself. I'm having injections in my knee, actually in both of my knees, and they're kind of trying that to see if that helps with the meniscal tear before surgery. So I really want to get it done, and you know, as I'm sure you guys know, it's hard to get an appointment. So okay, I need glitter glue. I found my NYX glitter glue. I'm so excited. Okay, so we're going to use some of that. That's, I guess, not new. I mean, it's a new tube. Does that count? But yeah, so I really want to be able to get my injections. And if it continues to snow and the weather is still bad on Thursday, then that could be a problem. And then it's kind of really hard to get in. And it's also like my regular checkup kind of thing. So fingers crossed. Okay. So there are 3 options for shimmery shades if that's what you want in the inner corner. Oh, I should have gotten my glitter. Okay, so I'm just going to use that shade right there. It's called Lily. Ooh, that is pigmented. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I have some new, it's like a glitter product. I'll have to show you guys. I'll use it in my next video. I found a brand on Instagram that has these, I don't know how to explain them. They're like glitter pots, but it's not like loose glitter, but it's not like a pressed glitter either. It's really weird, but they're really cool and they're beautiful. And I have not played with them yet. I've swatched them, but I haven't played with them yet, so I'm excited to do that. I think because a lot of the stuff that I ordered was from overseas or from like indie brands, I think that's why like it took until after my no-buy started to get it here. I'm going back in with Aspen, the yellow shade, because I want to bring that around. I want it to at least be somewhat there. And then the pumpkin shade as well. But yeah, so I think that's why. Because I have the Ace Beauté palettes, I have the Slush palette, which, ooh, that palette has a story, but like of how I got it and all that stuff, so we'll talk about that in that video. Went up a little too high. I just want to make sure. And then I'm going to take some of that red and just put it next to the shimmery shade. To make sure we didn't lose that either. Okay. So I think that's what I'm going to do for now on the lids. And then we'll do the face. Okay. I feel like I've wiped away some of, oh no, it's still there. Okay. So for foundation, I'm really excited. I got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation. So this comes in 22 shades, and from wetnwild.com, that's where I saw the 22 shades. They seem to be a pretty good range. So And then we'll use the sponge. I'm not always the hugest fan of stick foundations, but a lot of times I really love putting stick foundations underneath of my liquid foundations, because I find that the stick foundation as a base, that's what I do with the Makeup Revolution one, can really make your foundation last longer. So, although this one seems to be pretty good. So I was thinking about foundations and coverage, and I've said this in another video before, but when foundations say that they're like medium coverage, full coverage, light coverage, all that stuff, I feel like coverage is all relative. And the reason why I say that is because for me, almost every foundation is going to be full coverage. Now, I fully recognize some foundations are just straight up spackle, like the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. I'm using the Shape Tape. It was like half price or something in one of the Ulta Days of Christmas or whatever. I cannot get anything open with my hands being all oily from what I put on my... I can't get it. There we go. So this is not a new product to me, but this is a new shade. This is Fair Neutral. I was using Fair, just Fair before. So because it was like half price for one day only, I decided to go ahead and get some, because as much as I like the Makeup Revolution one, I do really like this concealer. So, but okay, so back to coverage of foundation. So I recognize that some are just straight up spackle, but in terms of most foundations, like for, you know, someone who has a lot to cover, like if they have acne or if they have like a rash of some kind or a skin condition of some kind, or, you know, a lot of freckles or age spots or something, anything you want to cover up, like if that's what they want to cover up, they might use this stick foundation and be like, this isn't full coverage, you know, like everything is showing through and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But for me, it might be full coverage because I don't have those like same concerns. So I feel like depending on your skin is what almost determines like a full coverage versus like a light coverage or something like that, if that makes sense. I mean, I know that at the end of the day, there are certain foundations that are definitely like sheer, and that there are definitely other foundations that are definitely not sheer, that are, like I said, straight up spackle. But so for powder, we're going to use the Beauty Bakery Flour powder, the flour powder, and this is in the shade Translucent. I'm not understanding how this works. Oh, I see. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so it has like a twisty turn thing. You turn it one way, and what am I missing? Is there a sticker? Well, in any case, it's coming out. So I don't know if there is a sticker, but I'll figure that out later, because for now we got some powder. So I wanted to support Beauty Bakery because I like supporting indie brands. I like supporting smaller brands. And I also have been wanting to try the Huda Beauty powder, but I know there was that huge debacle with them copying Beauty Bakery's campaign. And I don't like that personally, but I really wanted to try this setting powder. So I did get 2 of them. I think there is a sticker. I got the, there is a sticker, but somehow it was still coming out. It's like a half a sticker because you twist it to, I like that. I like that. Okay, so this is open. So there's like the little holes there, and then but then you can twist it when you don't want it. Very smart. I bought 2 of their powders. I bought the just straight up translucent, and then I bought the pinky toned one. So I'll use the pinky toned one in another video. And they also have a banana one and they have a darker one, which I kind of wanted to get the banana one. They had like trios that you could buy, but my problem was you were always getting 2 of one shade and not like 1 of 3 different ones. So, because I wanted the pink one, the translucent one, and the banana one. Okay, so for bronzer, Wet n Wild came out with some new bronzers, the Color Icon bronzers. They look like this. And I got the shade Palm Beach Ready, which I don't think was the darkest one. I think they had 3 of them. When you look at it in the compact, it looks like it has some sparkle, but I don't feel like it transfers on the face. I will have to update you guys in my next video as to how the Pillowy Space did, because I know that with my current bases that I use, I can literally wear my eyeshadow for like 24 hours and it never creases. So I will have to figure out. I really like this bronzer. This bronzer, I think it was like $3.99 plus Rite Aid is having, or was having a sale. I don't know that they are now because this was a while ago, but they were having a sale where Wet n Wild products were buy one, get one free. But they do that often, so I think this is a really good shade though. And I like the packaging. Okay, so I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild highlighter. This is the Loose Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in You Glow Girl. Looks like this. And this was a gift from my bestie here on YouTube, Allison. So thank you, Allison. I have swatched it, but I have not actually used it on my face, so I'm excited. And I don't even need to dump any out because there's already some in the lid. And it has like kind of like a pink cast. And then I got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Finish Setting Spray. I've never tried this before, believe it or not. So I did get a lot of drugstore, like new drugstore products, which is why I'm going to do the full face of affordable versus high-end. And I say affordable. Whoa. Okay. That is very pigmented. I say affordable and not drugstore. And let me explain that. Wow. Okay, Wet n Wild. Wow, that's crazy. And I'm using like the tiniest bit and then tapping off the brush. Jeez Louise, that is amazing. Okay. Let me just tap that out. I say affordable and not drugstore because I personally don't like using drugstore eyeshadows for the most part. I just don't. I mean, I have in the past, and I may again in the future because I've seen some good finds that some of my friends have found recently. But for the most part, I use affordable brands on my eyes. I also use some very high-end, but I don't usually use like straight up drugstore. Although I will say that I've heard a few people say here and there, which is fine. Everyone, I guess, thinks differently when it comes to this, but like, that, you know, it's not drugstore if it's not available at the actual drugstore. But here's the thing. A lot of the brands that are drugstore available, like Makeup Revolution, is available at the drugstore in the UK. Therefore, it is a drugstore brand. So, you know, and I will use them. So I'm using the shade Mildew. Love that name. This is an Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner pencil. And even though I have used their eye pencils before, I've never used this shade. And I don't know what made me want to do like green on the lower lash line. I don't think you're even going to be able to see it anyhow. So I just like to have a base for whatever color I put underneath the lower lash line. But yeah, so I like using affordable eyeshadow brands. Like I would consider Juvia's Place to be affordable, and they're also considered at Ulta. They are on the drugstore side, so you can use your drugstore coupon with that brand. So anyhow, so I'm going to use Midnight, which is that bluish purple shade underneath. And I definitely want to do a side by side. I have no idea why I was even telling you that. There was a point. Maybe because I have multiples of something. That's probably what it was. I have multiple new products that I want to do a comparison. Okay. Oh, right. I'll be comparing the P. Louise base. I think that was my point. Whew. These days I'm frazzled sometimes. So I'm going to be using the Luminous Silk Compact Blusher by Note. This is in the shade Desert Rose, and we got this in our BoxyCharm. I don't think I've used this on my face before. So this is what the outer packaging looks like. And I know this is going to be quite a long video. This is the inside. It actually looks like it'll match. Ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, that. Whew. I'm using a lot of pigmented stuff today, guys. I mean, I like a lot of blush, but that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. Let's pat that out. Well, first of all, let's clean that up. Whenever I get like contour, bronzer, blush, stuff like that too far down, I just take my sponge with my foundation on it and go like that. I haven't styled my hair yet, by the way. Not that anybody cares, but okay. And then, let's see. I think I want to dip into that highlighter again and put it in my inner corner. And put a little bit more on my face. I personally like using mostly matte products, and then I like adding the radiance and the luminosity with other products on top. That's another product I can't wait to use. I got the Iconic London setting spray that's supposed to be kind of like the MAC ones, although I think they had them first. So we'll use that. Maybe that's why I was talking about high-end versus... I'm frazzled. Okay, so what next? Mascara. So for mascara, I have the Unlimited Mascara from L'Oreal. I don't know if you guys know this, but L'Oreal is owned by, or L'Oreal and Lancome are the same company. They're owned by the same company. And so just like Lancome has that mascara, now this has one of these little plastic protective things, and then the mascara wand bends. So you know how Lancome has the mascara wand that bends to the side? It might be called the Monsieur Big or something, I don't know. But if you look at L'Oreal, you'll see that almost always they have the same products as Lancome. Like the Visible Lift Foundation is just like the Regenerate Lift Foundation. A lot of their lip products are the same, and they have the exact same ingredients in their skincare for the most part, so... Wow, that mascara is really nice. I almost jabbed myself in the face with it. This is in the shade Blackest Black, which is the shade I always go for, but That is really nice. And I like the fact that you can tilt the wand to the side. Makes me now want to try the Lancome one, but I can't imagine that there would be much of a difference since, like I said, they're owned by the same company. That definitely made a huge difference on my lashes. And this is kind of like a compromise wand, in my opinion, because it's not one of those big, thick ones, which I normally tend to go for. And it's not one of those, like, torture devicey ones either. So, I like it. So, again, this is the Unlimited Mascara. Cool tube, too. Okay, so I'm going to spray my face one more time with the matte setting spray. And then we'll do our lips and we're done. So this is not new. This is my Sebastian lip pencil from OCC Cosmetics, which is getting to a nub. And I only have one backup of it because I didn't know the company was just going to disappear on me. I'm going to kind of remove some of the lip plumper now. And then I feel like in terms of the lip plumper, I do feel like it makes a difference in terms of, I think it smooths out my lips. That's the only real difference though. So I have two lip options, both by Maybelline. This one and this one. I think I'm going to go with this one. This is in the shade 112 Composer. And it's their Matte Ink Superstay lip product. Oh, they smell so good. They smell like coconut cream. I had like a little fuzz or something. Dip back in. I've heard about these lip products, and I've heard mixed reviews. This shade is a little bit patchy. But even though I'm putting more and more on, it's not getting uncomfortable. The only other shade I've ever tried... Oh no, look what I just did. The only other shade I've ever tried from this line is the Huntress one or something like that. Huntress. It's like a grayish color. And the one thing I didn't like about that one was that it didn't really dry down. Okay. Still have a little bit of like redness in the corner. Just ignore that for now. This blush is so intense. Okay. All right, so I think we're done. So that was a full face of first impressions. I have to say that so far, I really like everything. I will update you guys in the next video if there was something that didn't wear well, or if there was something that I ended up not liking. This lip color, see what I mean? Like, it kind of stays sticky, so that's not my favorite, but they had some beautiful shades, so I decided to try some more out. So I'm going to go do my hair, and then I'm going to go see my dad. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.